here, 2v2 Valderus Refinery blue team. First up, Commissar Lag plays an Inquisitor, offensive commander that fights in melee combat by default, can get ranged weapons, lots of great crowd control, stuns and snares. Alongside, PhatE is a big angry Warboss, walks through cover, fights in melee combat, really good offense, disruption and support from the front lines, can also be very, very tough. Red team, xHoLyHammerx is a Ravener Alpha tunneling commander with great mobility, good offense too, starts off ranged combat. And rounding out is DJ Raffa as a Techmarine, starts out ranged combat, good DPS, can also support with utility, structures and the ability to repair. Taking the red team's natural victory point on that east side, blue have a natural on the west, and there's a contested victory point mid. Double termagants for xHoLyHammerx, double shooters for PhatE, tactical marines for DJ Raffa, and double sentinels for Lag. Kicking off on the east side, Techmarine does finish the cap, now backing off. Here comes the Warboss, wants to tie up those tactical marines so they can't fire those bolters. Double shooters pouring in that DPS that they do. Sluggers are gonna close in on a Techmarine, needs to back away. Where are the scouts? They were capping the wreck point. Surely we're going to see shotguns. We might see quite a heavy tier 1 from Raffa. Shotguns, maybe the monster crafted bolter and or bionics, maybe a tactical marine flamer as well. xHoLyHammerx, I have seen him and in fact played against him as this Ravener Alpha last couple of days. Seems to be using a lot of Raveners, double Raveners in tier 1, sometimes a third dropped in tier 2. Lag going for triple sentinels here, and Devastators on the way for DJ Raffa. 474, 495, maybe some Storm Boys in response by PhatE. Ravener Alpha getting out of a tunnel and shooting up the Warboss and forces him off. Tactical Marines surviving that onslaught from the Sluggers. They are very, very tough in tier 1, 10 50 hit points. Sluggers almost wiped by the Tyranids. Ravener Alpha killing one in retreat, and there are the Hormagaunts, and those Sluggers go down. PhatE just overextended and not recognising the threat from xHoLyHammerx quickly enough, using Ard Boys on the shooters, but they can't be saved, and that is a huge loss for PhatE. Those guys had a Nob Leader as well, and a generator goes up here.
The victory point is slipping away.
Triple Sentinels still going for Lag though, and Warrior Brood on the way for xHoLyHammerx, so he's not going for a bunch of Raveners unless he goes for some after this. Heavy Infantry Squad leap into melee combat, some good disruption, power melee as well, and they are Detector and a Synapse creature, so these Termagants and Hormagaunts will now have that basic Synapse, some damage resistance and suppression resistance. DJ Raffa sweeping across to the west side, bringing his Devastators with him. They will set up with that heavy bolter. Techmarine taking tons of damage here and needs to retreat. Tactical Marines out of cover, and with triple Sentinels shooting at him, it will get them down eventually. Guardsmen suppressed and retreat. These guys with their sergeant takes them up to 9 models, allows them to reinforce 2 at a time. 460, 466, 2-to-1 cap for red. After that very good start for them against PhatE, upgrades his remaining shooter boys with a big shooter and a Nob Leader. Not giving up here. Barb Strangler suppresses them from the Warrior Brood. Such an awesome weapon for them in tier 1. Instant suppression and good area of effect damage as well. 447, 466 looters on the way for PhatE, and that's double Devastators for DJ Raffa as well. And this is scouts with a single model back capping and decapping PhatE's wreck point over there. 438, 466 generators getting shot down by a bunch of Tyranids. Huge amounts of pressure on blue team here. PhatE, I think, doing the right thing and sticking by Lag here with just a single shooter boy squad. No point trying to fight DJ Raffa by himself. As looters and the Warboss, no sign of angry bits to put some quick pressure on the tactical marines. Needs to deal with double Devastators, though they're both on the west side at the moment. And look at this, Hive Node goes up from xHoLyHammerx. Actually a really nice structure that the Ravener Alpha can build. Provides range damage resistance and damages nearby enemies when you activate it. It's not a passive thing. 397, 466, just 150, 20 to get those things on the field now. The generators are going to wipe, and so does the node. Huge power harass there. They still have triple gens here. 377, 466, tier 2 for DJ Raffa.
hits.
Just a huge amount of pressure here. Inquisitor has her crossbow bolt pistol. Crippling volley is pretty awesome, and it's a decent DPS range weapon in its own right as well. Trying to use Hammer of the Witches. There it is. On the Raven Alpha, that stun, that hard stun, and 100 damage as well. And here's another Hive node. And there you see the cloud, whatever it's called. I can't remember what the ability is called, Spore Cloud or something. That damage resistance to all of this stuff. The damage resistance also applies to the Hive node itself. So as you can see, it's pretty damn tough now. 323, 466. What's going on east? Warboss somehow has capped Raffa's natural victory point there and has sent some Orks mid. Red team are ridiculously blobbed up here. Look at this. 309, 466. It doesn't take two armies to hit power. And Lag quite rightly just ignoring them and coming mid. Looters are going to try and flank, but they're going to get suppressed themselves. And there you see the cloud damaging and slowing down these looters. 309, 466. Triple Sentinels still stomping around. Tier 1 vehicle that can decap points, but cannot cap them. All of them with their ground pound upgrade as well. 50 power, sorry, 50 requisition of 15 power to get this upgrade on the field. Allows them to stomp and counter melee squads, or even get in amongst ranged blobs and do it. Techmarine's going to go down in retreat, is he? Yes. Really nice move from Lag, just a sweep across to the east, takes down the Techmarine, and is now hitting power. 309, 466. Here comes xHoLyHammerx to defend. Those two Hive nodes still over here. Devastators, where are they up to? Are they going to decap? I think they are. These ones already decapping. Some good play there. That was a Hell Fury strike dropped by the Inquisitor. Look at the damage it did to those Termagants. 309, 466. You have Guardsmen and Flamers hitting power now. What a strange tier 1. Huge pressure on the west side. Now the blue team putting huge pressure on the east side. PhatE has recovered reasonably well. Those Guardsmen absolutely wiped out though. Hormagaunts had Catalyst there from the Raffa Alpha. That's one of his global abilities, doing 50% damage to the unit, but doubling the damage they do as well. By 50% damage, I mean taking half of their hit points away, I believe it is. 307, 466. Great synergy with Catalyst and Zoanthropes, because they can use their shield to absorb that damage, and also with Gene Stealers, who can heal themselves with Adrenal Rush. Those double Hive nodes are such a nuisance. 297, 466. Blue team needs to get this power back. The map is very red right now. Need to cap this wreck point as well. Everyone going tier 2 or in tier 2 apart from PhatE. DJ Raffa going tier 3. And why not? He has double Devastators in case a vehicle hits the field. Also the Techmarine himself can be incredibly effective versus vehicles. 276, 466. Sentinel has decapped the victory point but can't cap it, and a Pillory Tower goes up from the Infestation Global. And look at this, the Hive node even slows down the Sentinels. 267, 466, that's awesome. We have Toxin Sats up on both the Termagants' health and damage buff, as well as the awesome Crippling Poison. 262, 466, there's a single cap. The Pillory Tower goes up, +1 speed, out of combat, and that sight radius increase. The Raven Alpha has Corrosive Devourer and Synapse Aura for damage. 253, 266, an awesome plasma weapon. The Corrosive Devourer might go down in retreat though. There's Hammer of the Witches just to make sure, but it wasn't actually needed. Spore Mines here, spawned out of that tower. You can spawn Rippers and Spore Mines out for a requisition cost. These shooters in trouble here. Catalyst on those Hormagaunts. Some really nice usage of Catalyst by xHoLyHammerx. You don't see it often used on Hormagaunt broods. These guys with their adrenal glands. No sign of Endless Swarm though. And a Predator tank on the way for DJ Raffa already. We have some Assault Kit Stormtroopers for Commissar Lag, giving them increased range and reload time on those Hell Guns. Devastators here. So much pressure on Commissar Lag's base. He has a bunker here. 200, 466. I assume that's a repair bunker, is it? Yes, you see the Sentinel starts repairing as it gets into range. Down goes one of those Hive nodes. Finally, Techmarine going for a melee build. DJ Raffa, Axe of the Mechanicum, 50 DPS power melee, and it drains energy. bionics and the refractor field. Bionics increasing the damage of that axe by 10%, I believe it is, so it'll be 55 DPS. 157, 466. Spore mines in amongst, gets stomped. There's the double cap for red. The map is absolutely covered in red right now. PhatE has some stick bombers. Haven't seen the Storm Boys in combat yet. Don't have their knob leader either. And there's that Predator tank. Auto cannon on top, heavy bolters on the side. Sponsons taking down those Storm Boys. Need to move. They wanted to decap. Need some anti-vehicle now. Maybe a beaming Nefcon could get the power core, could get the knob leader for the Storm Boys, which do heavy melee. Don't want to whack it with your chain axe though. Still pressure here on Commissar lag. There's a stomp by the Sentinel. 134, 466, single cap for red. Have been dominant so far, you've got to say. Techmarine's now level 3, gets assailed though by the Excruciators. One of the many awesome snares that the Inquisitor has. So she now has Hammer of the Witches, Crippling Volley and Excruciators Assail to stop stuff in its tracks. Stormtroopers need to run away from that Techmarine. Oh, he's forced off eventually. 103, 466 takes back his natural in the east. And red team might get a quick triple, maybe. Tactical Marines, these are Stern Guard veterans in fact, capping mid. 93, 466 need to take down this tunnel here. And these towers, of course. What was that? I'm not sure, but it just exploded. It was a Stormtrooper, was it? No, I'm not sure what it was. It's dead anyway. 81, 466. Storm Boys now have their knob leader, and that guy is mean. These Stern Guard veterans really don't want to fight those Storm Boys. Can they jump on them? Vengeance rounds loaded in. Good damage to all targets, but a shorter range. Upgrading to Hellfire now. No, Dragonfire. He hit the wrong one. Now Hellfire can do damage over time to those shooters. What's going on mid? A whole bunch of Tyranids. We have Adrenal Glands up on the Warrior Brood, so we have melee Synapse. Hormagaunts now. No sign of the whole bunch of Raveners I've seen him using recently. Swarmlord on the way has lost a Termagant Brood. 39, 466. Those triple Sentinels are in dire need of repairs. They all have missile launchers. Need to get back to this bunker. He doesn't have any guardsmen though to repair. Is that assail on those Termagants? I think it was. They all turn and shoot the crap out of that Inquisitor, and the Hormagaunts in retreat path seem to just run past her. We do have anti-armor kit Stormtroopers, so maybe it was a Stormtrooper squad which died here because that assault kit squad is gone. 19, 466. Swarmlord almost out for Holy Hammer. Weird Boy is up for PhatE. Could have done with this guy a lot earlier. Easier said than done though when he lost most of his tier 1 army. Knocks back the Techmarine, puts up his shield slightly too late there to stop the knockback. 16, 466. 1-1. Can blue team get their natural back? They can. And they're going to get a 2-1 cap here. No, they aren't, because the Techmarine's decapping. Take down those towers. There we go. Another tower mid. Hormagaunts are going to wipe here, I think. Stick bombers chasing them down. These guys are a lot better in melee combat in Elite mod. And that was thrown in the wrong direction. 8, 466. Hormagaunts getting away with a single model level 2. Here is the Swarmlord though. What are they going to do for this guy? Super unit for Tyranids. Has vehicle armor, lots and lots of nasty melee damage, and also gives a speed and reinforcement synapse. It's a really awesome super unit. 5, 466, a 1-1 cap. Can blue team pull this off? Stick bombs thrown in. Center is decapped. Those triple Sentinels. We also have double anti-armor Stormtroopers, do we? We have triple in fact. This Swarmlord might be done for. It's chasing, it's using Leech Essence as well, which is why he's backing off these Stormtroopers. Here comes the Raffa and Alpha, trying to tie them up with melee combat. There's another Melter Bomb. The Inquisitor's there. Not much you can do versus the Swarmlord. Here come those triple Sentinels though, and they can use their crack missiles to damage that Swarmlord with its vehicle armor. There's another Melter Bomb, has now, well, momentarily stopped the Swarmlord there. But look at the damage from those triple cracks. Level 2, level 2, level 2 Sentinels, and again, this Swarmlord is done for. Nicely done by Lag, managing his stormtroopers quite well there. And Raveners are dropped in slightly too late to save that Swarmlord. 500, 458. The Swarmlord goes down in quick time there. I'm sure if xHoLyHammer knew that triple anti-armor stormtroopers were around, he wouldn't have got the Swarmlord. Here comes a Land Red Redeemer though for DJ Raffa. And xHoLyHammer can't do a whole lot now, is pretty wreck-starved. Raveners are trying to decap. There's some frag missiles, but they can't take a model out. Warrior Brood in here. These Sentinels need to be careful. There is Crippling Volley. Now shooting up those warriors with her crossbow bolt pistol. 5, 424. And warriors are eventually persuaded to leave. Needs to take these towers down. East side is uncapped. Stern Guard veterans with their Hellfire rounds chasing down shooter boys. They are very low on hit points though. Is he going to risk turning and trying to engage? I don't think he should, because these Stern Guard veterans are now behind heavy cover. Here comes stick bombers. Throwing stick bombs in. And getting one good detonation which takes down a model. What is this though? Venerable Dreadnought, Terminators. It's a drop pod, it's neither. Reinforcing those Stern Guard veterans. And the Ravenous Alpha revives the Techmarine. He's now level 5 and has regenerated. Techmarine himself level 4, retreats back to base. Inquisitor's level 3, now has Liber Heresius, given her insane amounts of energy, up to 270 there. Warboss still level 2 and has no war gear, very nearly level 3 though. And blue team somehow have a 2-to-1 cap here, 5, 3, 6, 8. Stern Guard veterans reinforcing off of this drop pod now. See, he's going to want to take that thing down. Reinforce again. 5, 360. Crippling poison on those Tyranids. Warrior Brood model exploding there. Lag doing very well with these triple Sentinels and triple Stormtroopers, with this Inquisitor annoying the crap out of everything with all of the snares. That Raffa Alpha is still there, doing such good DPS with that Corrosive Devourer. 5, 3, 4, 7. There's Hammer of the Witches and forces off the Raffa Alpha. As you can see, the Inquisitor is very, very energy intensive now, which is why he's gone for the Liber Heresius. Unfortunately, it doesn't increase the energy regeneration though. 5, 3, 4, 1. So still needs to slowly regenerate energy up to that huge maximum that he has. Or she has, I should say. Capillary Tower needs to be taken down. Needs to take this victory point back. But look at this PhatE is trying to cap with stick bombers who are level 3. Wow. Here's a tunnel. DJ Raffa just lost a whole bunch of stuff. Lost both of his Devastators. Look at the amount of Stern Guard veteran corpses here as well that have been reinforced, and he's not capping. Here is that Land Raider though. Basically acts as a mobile base, retreat point, reinforcement point, and health regen, and Raveners in there disrupting that entire blob of Stormtroopers. That assault cannon on front of that Land Raider is going to do so much DPS to those Sentinels. Need to be very careful here. Warrior Brood in amongst is a risky engagement for Commissar Lag, staying in combat, and there is Paroxysm with the Cataclysm, and that absolutely decimated a Stormtrooper squad. That is from the Doom of Malantai coming in here. 5, 3, 0, 6, and this could be it for blue team. Red team, I think, are going to get the 2-to-1 and take this game, surely. A valiant effort from Commissar Lag, but now lost all of his Sentinels, and that is GG pretty much, I think. DJ Raffa just nailing the coffin with this Land Red Redeemer alongside that Doom Malantai. And there is the game. Very interesting stuff, a nice interesting build from Commissar Lag, and he did some great stuff with it against that Swarmlord and against some Tyranid blobs. That Inquisitor really complementing it as well, keeping stuff still for everything to do DPS and keeping stuff away from his fragile Stormtroopers as well. PhatE had a torrid time, but I think recovered reasonably well, putting pressure on this victory point for the entire game. Raffa Alpha did very, very well. I'm sure he's pretty pissed that he lost that Swarmlord so quickly, and DJ Raffa with the Stern Guard, which pretty much kept him in the game since he lost so much stuff. Storm Boys were in amongst them there. What would have been really nasty at the end. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.